Well, you've heard this once or twice, but if Martin Luther King Jr. were alive today, boom, boom, boom. Well, here's the latest boom, boom, boom. Would he be singing Obamacare's praises? Well, President Obama thinks so. When asked, the president said, oh, he would like that, because I think he understood that health care, health security is not a privilege. It's something that in a country as wealthy as ours, everybody should have access to. But Democrat turned Republican Elbert Guillory has a very different take on that. The state senator of the fine state of Louisiana with me right now. What do you make of that? You think Martin Luther King would embrace this?
Good afternoon. I think that to wrap Obamacare around Martin Luther King is a cheap hijacking of Martin Luther King's image and a slap in the face to every American.
Why?
Martin Luther King stood for three things, the pillars of the American dream: for education, for jobs, and for justice. To now take his image on this special anniversary and try to use for some petty partisan gain his image is just despicable. It's atrocious.
You know, I was trying to give the benefit of the doubt, Senator, to what he meant by that. I'm sure Martin Luther King would embrace the idea of providing health care for everyone. I don't know if he'd embrace the idea of upending our entire healthcare system to do it. But having said that, what do you think, stepping back from all this constant quoting, this is what King would have liked, this is what MLK would have done, this is what he would have embraced. You know, sadly, he's dead. We don't know. Yet his name is attached to causes and still more government spending, even by a variety of preachers and group organizers today, saying just that. How do we know?
I think they should put up or shut up. If they believe in what King said and what King stood for, then they too should behave in that way, instead of trying to rip little black kids out of schools in Louisiana, in private schools into which vouchers have put them, instead of spending all of America's treasury in foreign lands and exporting the jobs, therefore, to those foreign lands, while Americans go unemployed. Instead of doing those things, I mean, let's stand up for jobs and for justice and for education. They're doing exactly the opposite, and that's a disgrace to Martin Luther King's memory.
And one of the things you're trying to do to clarify that memory and what he stood for is this Free at Last Political Action Committee that espouses what you and your supporters believe is the ongoing message of Dr. King. And what is that?
Yes, we are trying to get the message out, the message of real freedom in America, the message that the government is only a big plantation, and that Americans should break away from that plantation and live the American dream, live the jobs and education and justice dream that Martin King had. Join us at thefreeatlastpac.com. We are trying to get that word out. We're working with a young lady in Utah right now. We have a special project coming up. We've identified, one of the things that we do is to identify and recruit persons who could represent the minority community better than those who are representing us now.
But you and I,
young lady in Illinois.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yes, a young lady in Illinois that we're working with. So we're moving around the country, getting the message out and doing the recruiting. We're living the dream and not talking about it.
Why is it that and you and I have chatted about this before, Senator, but as a monolithic bloc, you couldn't get any more monolithic than the African-American vote among Democrats. It's 95, 96%. And last time you were here, you said something pretty interesting. Everything you say is interesting, but it stuck with me that the Democrats have succeeded in convincing minorities that Republicans don't care. And they say that by showing Republicans' opposition to government programs that I guess equate with that care. How do Republicans counter that?
One of the things is to do what Louisiana Governor Bobby Jindal has said, and that's to be more wise in our choice of words, keep our toes out of our mouths. This foot-in-mouth business that we've done sometimes too often has hurt us. The 47% comment that Mr. Romney made was very unfortunate, and it hurt. It hurt in many areas, including people who had worked for many years and were retired and receiving government, receiving pension checks. They felt unfairly tarred by that brush.
Right.
But that's what we have to get away from. And we have to show people that we do care. We have to go out into communities and let them see. They need to see black Republicans bringing the message, and they need to see white Republicans standing beside us, delivering that same message so that they know that we speak with one voice as a party.
But you'll always be portrayed as an Uncle Tom in the mainstream media. How do you break through?
I don't pay any attention to those slurs and threats and bad words that they use, but I try to get the message out. And if I can speak to my brothers and sisters, if I can get their ears, then I can touch their hearts, and they will understand. All we have to do is look around. What is being done for us is not working. Look around at our education system, where our kids are dropping out at rates of 65%. Look around at the failing schools, most of which are in our neighborhoods. Look around at jobs, which we do not have. Unemployment is rampant in our community. So if that is not working for us, all we have to do is look around and see there is a better way. There's another way.
Senator Guillory,
the Republican way.
Thank you very, very much.
Neil, it's always a pleasure to be with you.
Same here. And for those who, say, oh, it's bigoted to hear talk like that, I want you to ask yourself something. Isn't it really more bigoted not to? Anyway.